Hello. Say hello. Today we're going to be talking about hair porosity. Hair porosity is pretty much the hair's ability to receive and retain moisture, aka absorb and retain moisture. Think of a sponge. Think of your pores on your face. It's a two-way street of absorbing and releasing. So the pores on our skin absorb vitamin D, they absorb different products we put on it, but it also secretes sweat and toxins. Knowing your hair's porosity will help you choose products that can penetrate into the innermost layer of the hair. Instead of just sitting on the surface and being kind of like a superficial moisture, you want it to deeply penetrate and have a deeper moisture. So there are three types of porosity: hair that is low porosity, medium/normal porosity, and high porosity. In low porosity hair, the cuticles are tightly close together. In medium porosity hair, the cuticles of the hair shaft are not as tightly bound. And in high porosity hair, they're kind of widely spread apart and a little bit more open. Our hair has three layers. It has the cuticle, which is the outer shell, and the cuticle is what we're talking about. We're talking about porosity because that is the bouncer to the club that allows moisture in and out. Is pretty much the protective layer. It has just a lot of layers. If you think about shingles on a roof, you can think about the cuticle of the hair. Those shingles on the roof, if they are laying flat, water is not as likely to get into your house. If those shingles are kind of lifted, you might have a problem. Second layer of the hair is the cortex of the hair, the center. It gives the hair its color. It is the thickest layer of the hair and the most fibrous as well. And lastly, the medulla is the soft central part of the hair. The characteristics of low porosity hair: if you find that your hair kind of just, you can put products on it and it just sits there on top of your hair, it's not really absorbing into it, you probably have low porosity hair, meaning those shingles on the roof of your hair are very closed. So the product just sits there. So a good thing to help with that is using heat. Heat kind of opens up the cuticles of the hair, the shingles on the roof, and allows moisture and products and stuff to kind of penetrate the hair shaft. Also, another characteristic of low porosity hair is if your hair takes forever to dry. Y'all, speaking of dry, my lips were so ashy. Be right back. The cuticles on my lips, my lip porosity. The characteristics of medium porosity hair: if your hair takes a normal time to dry, it accepts moisture pretty well, or accepts products pretty well. It's easy to style. What else? It can color pretty easily. And like I said, you might have high porosity hair if your hair takes a very short time to dry, because like I said, those shingles on the roof are open, so as quickly as the water comes in your house, they dry. The sun dried it up. Like, it doesn't take long for your hair to dry. Your hair might tend to be frizzy and dry due to not being able to retain moisture, and also your hair tends to break easily. The type of porosity you have of your hair is kind of, genetics can play a role into it. Also, I did not know this, but I learned recently, because I colored my hair on purpose to raise the porosity. My hair was super low porosity and I dyed it a lighter brown, then dyed it back black, and that raised the porosity. So my hair can easily, like, the shingles are a little bit more open. Heat and damage can cause your hair to become a higher porosity. Heat and damage cause those shingles on your roof to lift up a little bit, and over time they can lift up substantially to where your hair can greatly receive moisture, because that's what high porosity hair is. It can easily accept moisture, but just as easily it's losing moisture. So you see people who bleach their hair and have like bleach blonde hair, their hair looks real fried and dry because the second they put water in there, it comes right back out. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's probably undergone a substantial amount of damage, because that's how you get up to the higher of the porosities. Most people tend to be like normal or low porosity. And then, like I said, heat damaged and color damaged hair tend to be higher porosity. Hence the frizz and the damage and all that stuff. Let's talk about how to identify the type of porosity that your hair has. My favorite thing to do is, I'm such a weirdo. So every now and then, if I catch a piece of my hair that like shed it off or whatever, and get that piece of hair, make sure the bulb is still attached, the part that comes from the root, you know, the little white bulb. I get a piece of my hair, I put it in a clear container of water. You want it to be clear so that you can see where inside the container of water that piece of hair is lying, floating, sinking, what have you. Leave that piece of hair in the water for about 3 to 5 minutes to allow it to absorb to its highest potential. If it's just sitting on the top, it's low porosity hair. If it's somewhere in the middle, it's medium porosity hair. And if it's at the bottom, it's high porosity hair. So pretty much what that means is if it's high porosity hair, those shingles are open and it's allowing a bunch of water in and it kind of just drowned Titanic Jack. You know, if it's medium porosity hair, it has a good balance of like, I'm accepting some moisture, but I'm not overdoing it. You know what I'm saying? I know my boundaries. Then if it's low porosity hair, it's like not phased. Water, okay. Impress me though. Oh, it's not Fiji. It's not Fiji water. Y'all, I did not cut my hair that short, but I did maybe. I don't know why it's not. Y'all, the piece of hair that I cut is right here. Talking about, I didn't even cut my hair that no, I cut it. I cut a good little chunk off. That much more hair and it would have fit into the ponytail. Anyways, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If it was very informative, leave a comment down below telling me what you learned. If you also try and find your hair porosity, please try it. It's really fun. I told you I do this all the time. Zero makeup. Give this video a thumbs up for no makeup. Doing it for y'all on an impulse. I was like, I want to tell them about porosity and I want to tell them right now. So give this video a thumbs up for my impulsivity of just coming on this camera without no makeup, looking any type of way. If you're not already subscribed, what are you doing? Subscribe right now. I'll give you 3 seconds. Okay, I hope you're subscribed. Now turn on the notification bell. 3. I bet you can't do it. 2. I bet you didn't find it. Did you find it? I'm so proud of you. In the meantime, go ahead and watch another video. It's free. You're not doing nothing. You're not doing nothing. All right, y'all. I'm going to catch up with y'all later. Bye.